This playthrough is rated M for mature.
Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of Deathmark. In the last episode, we continued exploring down the underground shelter with our new companion, Damon. And I made a few little errors about not going through doors, thinking that all of them were locked for some reason. Oh, man. Well, I'm rested and back for more recording, so let's see what happens today as we check this place out. Hopefully we'll find out the mystery of the spirits and Buddhas and all that other fun stuff. So let's go through this door that only I can see. I'm not crazy, right? Oh, do I have to actually check it? Oh, okay. I thought I could actually go through it. The outline of a door flickers in and out on the wall. It's hard to make out clearly. Is this what half spiritualization is? I touched the door, but it just feels like a wall. Seems the door has no substance. So we'll have to use a tool. Last episode they said something about how like holy things or something like that could work on it. So let's try those bells. I take out the Kagura Suzu bell. Is just touching it okay? And that's there you are, officer. He said it right there before he did the act. Arrest him. No, have to mumble something dark side. Strange words spill from my lips again. It's the priestess's tool. If a man displays spiritual power, it'll be destroyed. So touch it silently. That's what a creeper would say, dude. All I have is questions, but I have no choice but to trust the other me. Me. Dot, dot, dot. I touch the bells to the door carefully, making sure not to make any noise. And I got blinded by the flash. Or door visualizes. The next instant, the door physically appears. Whoa! What? Wait! I'm not hallucinating, am I? I'm completely shocked. What magic did you conjure to do this? It just felt like it was the right thing to do. But I stare at the door. I sense an alarming presence. According to my own voice, if I can call it that, the disposal vat is beyond this door. I found some documents about it in the room with the operating table. Might be good to look around through those. Let's be careful. That place is giving me a bad feeling. So does it mean we're gonna fight like a mini boss or something like that? Need sacred. I mean, I just. Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, let's go in. Oh, we can just go in. Open the door and went inside. I push open the iron door and we head inside. Whoa, this is amazing. A lot of stone Buddha heads is amazing. On the other side of the door is a large empty area reminiscent of a vault. Vault 13 to be precise. No, not the Fallout universe. Is this the disposal vat? I've actually considered recording Fallout, but that game would take, if I did 100% run on that game, that would take me forever. I'd have to either like just make it like an extra recording that I just do sometimes, just do a bunch of videos and just release it whenever I feel like it, but I don't know. I think that's one of those games it's better to stream or something like that just because of how long the game is. It should be, but it's not quite what I expected. Something's on the ground. Looks like a sword. Got rusted army sword. It's a rusted out rust box. I take what Damon picked up. I shine the flashlight around the area. They just start singing like the heads from, what was that, Muppet Treasure Island, maybe? Actually, the Muppets have had a few stories or movies where the heads sing or whatever. I think it was Muppet Treasure Island. Anyway, are these heads of Buddha statues? No, they're Crichton heads from Red Dwarf. What do you think they are? They're kind of just scattered around. I forgot my voice for a second. This might be a garbage dump. Just then. Oh, hi, motherfucker. Huh? I'll smile. A sound echoes off something heavy moving, and suddenly the room is lit with a pale light. Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? I have a rather bad feeling. Let's get out of here for now. All these heads looking at me are creeping me out. I try to open the door to get out, but what? It's locked. Impossible. Impossible. Uh-oh. Question mark, exclamation point. A cutting coldness invades and envelops my feet. My head snaps up and I see water pouring into the room like a giant waterfall. Oh. And I was thirsty, but this is a little too ridiculous. Water? It's ice cold. A polar bear swim is not something I ever wanted to do. Polar bear swimming is basically when you go to like cold climates and just jump in with your skivvies and that's it. It's supposed to be exhilarating, but I don't even want to think about that. It quickly rises to our knees. I can't even feel my feet anymore. Water underground. We have to get out of here. We'll die of hypothermia. Live or die. Survive the water. Hopefully Jaws ain't in here. I have to remember. What was written in those documents about the disposal vat? All I see near me are the Buddha heads. About like 200 diamond. Oh, okay. Yeah, the diamond was something about the diamond. Touch the diamond Arhat head. Or you could touch the Riva head or the Eisenachra head, but yeah, the document said something about touching a diamond. I touched the diamond Arhat head. There's a heavy shudder in the sound of movement. Then the pooling water suddenly starts sweeping in one direction, down into a drain, down to drain can. Whoa! It's pulling us in! Survive. For now. When I open my eyes, all I see is darkness. I'm blind! Ah! I'll need to read in Braille. No! Ugh. I quickly lift my head and rub my eyes. My vision slowly comes back. This is an intersection in the underground shelter. Looks like we were drained out with the water and flushed down a pipe. Like Super Mario, except not as fun. We were lucky. I very nearly breathed silently. You very nearly breathed silently for you. I don't know, that just sounded weird. But then I remember Damon. That's right, where's Damon? No need to be so worried. Question mark, exclamation point. Ah! It's the old man. It's the creepy old man. Yeah, so it's you. So it's you. It's been a while, you sneaky intruder. It's the old man I met in the passageway beneath Manhole Street. Does it say love on his shirt? I tried to ask him about Damon, but... My jaw is nearly locked and my voice is gone. Don't try to talk just yet. The water here comes straight from the T-Mountain Range, so it's deadly cold. You were submerged in for near an hour, so you'll be chilling words for a while. Relax. Your friend's fine. So, you, got any food or cocaine? I mean, food? Got somewhere to go back to? Ugh. I nod as I groan. Ugh. The old man's face brightens like the sun. Well, that's great. Not that I'm demanding a reward for saving you or anything. But I am pretty darn hungry. I knew it. The man eyes me, his smile sharp. Now we go feed him back at the mansion, I guess. Do we even have food? Oh, wait, no. I think he said we bought food from convenience store, so if you like convenience store food. We get in the car, even though it's the wrong season for it. I turn the heat on full blast. We dry off with towels and the like, but it doesn't stop our shivering for a long time. While this is going on, the old man... Ooh, it's hot. Can I open a window? He's blatantly fanning himself in front of us. Okay, yes, in a way we owe him our lives, but even so, he's being a pain. Hang in there a little while longer. Damon shudders. You can see a shivery, can't you? How selfish can you get? It was an honest question. It probably sucks for him, but we still keep the car like a sauna. After driving like that for a while, our teeth finally stopped chattering. The man's name is Banshee Ito. That's how he introduced himself. Banshee? But that obviously isn't his real name, I think. ... As he sits next to me, Banshee gives off a savory smell like freshly baked bread. That's not what I consider a hobo to smell like. It kind of cheers me up. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of a. There used to be a bread factory that was near my house, and you could smell the bread being cooked. But unfortunately, they went out of business, or they closed that particular place. Because every time I drive by it, it's closed. There's no trucks there, so I assume it's closed. Yeah, sad day. Or at least it does for a few minutes until I realize it's a stench of dried filth. Ugh. So, Banshee, what were you doing in a place like that? ... There she remained silent. Are you listening to me? Don't feel up to talking yet. I'll tell you in exchange for food. ... I shouldn't be surprised. Life's rough. Wait, that should be my question. What were you two doing down there? It's a long story. I summarize everything we know. About spirits and the mark until I catch up to when we met him in the underground shelter. So that's how it is, huh? He nods vigorously to himself. I wonder if you truly understand, old man. Damon's doubts are unreasonable, but Banshee waves a hand dismissively. Of course I do. Who do you think I am? A terrible grudge is mucking up that underground shelter. You guys are wrapped up in... The story suddenly sounds fishy. A grudge? Like the movie? No. Banshee, do you know what happened down there? I said I'm not talking about that yet. I'm an old man. I was born into a noble family, so I've always had the ability to see things others can't. I stake my name, Banshee Ito, on it, so you can trust me. There's a terrible grudge swirling there. You've gotten swept up in it. You know, well, that old. He's got nothing to base his claims on, but I get the feeling he's on the right track. In that case, oh noble Lord Banshee, do you tell us? How do we overcome that whirlpool? Or how... No, it says how do we. Banshee replies with an unanimous flourish. That should be obvious. Whirlpools always have a center. You gotta find that. Well, like meditation center? Center. That swirling grudge in the spirit thing. Is that what you called it? Or... Yeah. I'm not sure if that was the old man or what. The birth of the spirit, the heaven of the curse. Something like that should be left within their swirling grudge. If you look for that, I'm sure then... He trails off. He gazes at the dark road, his mouth hanging open like he's run out of batteries. Probably hungry. Then what? What'll happen? The black sky simply goes on forever before Banshee's eyes. And then he died. Doing what he loved. Being a filthy hobo. No. To the mansion. Oh ho! That reminds me, Underdag. Oh, is that the old man again? Oh, that reminds me, Underdag. Banshee calls out as soon as we enter the garage. Take this, just a little symbol of our friendship. And the food we're giving you. Got underground shelter key. Oh, now we can open up some of those doors that we couldn't before. Is this a key for the underground shelter? I found it when I was popping in and out from that place. I held on to it. But I'll lend it to you for now, Underdag. He just picked it up. Why is he acting like it's a favor? I have no reason to refuse him. Thanks, I'll borrow it. Hiru walks up to us. Oh, welcome back. Learn anything? Demon butts in before I can speak. Wait a second. You're not really considering. You haven't fallen for that old man's story, have you? Wow, that's rude. If you want my opinion, a snotty punk like you should be trusted even less. Of course, Underdag. You believe me, right? I don't know. What did you say? My heart burns. Sorry, old man, but he's exactly right. I like how it made the sound as if I chose like a bad decision or something like that. Anyway, changing the subject. Good grief, can we just move on from talking about this? Banshee, you're hungry, right? The dining room should have something. Oh, food! Banshee bolts out of the garage and vanishes in the mansion like a bat out of hell. Hugh gives me an exasperated look. Mr. Ratata, you got the crazy one in your hands this time. This time? Alright, if you say so, game. To appease the starving Banshee, I offer him some cup noodles and sweet buns. Yeah, most of our food is from convenience stores. Which, depending on where you are in Japan, convenience stores are almost like mini grocery stores. I mean, I think our Quick Trip, well, at least where I live, Quick Trip, which is mainly a Southwestern franchise, seems to be slowly doing stuff like that. They've have like, I mean, there's probably other places in the country that have places like that too, but like Quick Trips have been doing that where they make it like a food, not just gas, and now it's like a food, snack, rest place, at least depending on where you go on some of them. But yeah, it's crazy now. They even have their own like back room for cooking food and stuff like that. The epitome of hunger, he greedily begins scarfing it down like a starving dog. That was enough for 10 people. He devours all of it, and I'm reminded of a high-powered vacuum cleaner. What's it with Japanese like stories and having like one guy just eating a crap ton of food? I didn't expect a voice thing from him, actually. Excellent! I haven't been this full in forever. Ah, glad to hear. Mind answering some questions. Why were you down in that shelter? Well, that's an easy one. Because it's my home. Alright, now we know you're crazy. But been living there ever since I found it 10 years ago. It's not too shabby a place. Keeps me out of the rain. No damn brats messing with me. I think I keep changing my accent. Though it gets mighty cold in winter. ... I don't know how to respond to that. Hiro and Damon seem to be the same. It was a paradise for me because no one knows about it. Until a weirdo showed up 6 months ago. Some woman doused in perfume. It was winter and I don't like stirring up trouble, so I just stayed away. And you locked your door like you did before. That must have been so cool. I nod. That is my thought as well. That was a month ago. I figured she must have been up. She must have up and left, so I went back. Now there's something stranger. Which was a damn walking Buddha statue. God damn it. No, I know I'm pretty out there, but even I was shocked by that. I even got this weird scar. He's a mark bearer? Oh, god damn it. Banshee removes a scarf, revealing the mark on his neck. You may not believe this, but that statue gave you that scar. I figured it was that cannon soldier after all. I remember hearing about that. The cannon soldier. How do you know that name? Some document I saw had it. It was an old plan to make a Buddha statue with supernatural powers. I don't think the Buddha would appreciate his image being. I don't know. From depending on which story you read of Buddha, he's a pretty chill guy. The Heavenly Buddha Project weapon. Spirit powers make something move. That's insane. Now, Hiro, calm down. So, those documents that you found, are they still around? Nope, I burned them for warmth. God damn it, old man. I had a delicious roasted potato, too. How could you? Maybe take your own advice, Dr. Damon? Our measure of common sense seems to be rather different than the strange old man's. It's fine, my noggin works differently from most people's. I got all memorized. As you say, just tell us. We need to know about that project. Story time. The Heavenly Buddha Project was the pet project of some general at the end of the war. So they built that shelter for it. Ta-da! The 13th Army Engineer Lab. To make the cannon soldier thing, they did tests on Buddha statues. That just seems weird. I mean, even for a horror story, it just seems like, the hell? They were brought from some shrine or somewhere. Something somewhere. That must be H shrine. That also ruins, like, the intensity of the story when someone just says, oh yeah, it's from H place. And you're like, Could have came up with a name. Didn't have to be a real name. They did a bunch of stuff to infuse the statues with spiritual power. There was a monk from T-Mountain, spiritual treasures from all over, but nobody thought anything actually come from it. The project was just an excuse to keep that fanatical general busy. At least it was supposed to be. But one day the statue started moving. It went berserk throughout the lab and went crazy on a ton of people. Bloodstains and an old corpse in the shelter are probably the victims. Some people survived, but they had red bite-like marks on them. So the thing went and wrecked the place. Then it stopped and never moved again. No one knows what even triggered it. It said something. It triggered it by saying like, "Nah, I don't want to get political. Never mind. I'll shut my trap." Then there's about everything it said. Yeah, Hero's freaking out. Hero and Damon are as white as sheets. I probably am too. I didn't think it was that scary of a story. It's hard to story to believe, but he has no reason to lie to us. I think he speaks the truth.
What? Are you kidding me? A statue going from killing people and cursing them. Impossible.
Then how do you explain the mark on his neck? Logic would dictate that the moving statue he saw was the cannon soldier. The dormant soldier suddenly starts moving after 50 years. That might be the cause of mine and Hero's marks.
What if you flip that, though? Oh, the rear grandpa's got the mark from the cannon soldier. When the soldier stopped moving, their marks disappeared. But with it started up again, you got them because you're their descendants.
Now I'm doing my southern voice all of a sudden. If that's true, then the children inherited their parents' fate. Was it about the parents inheriting the sins of the father? You know. Dot, dot, dot. Hero can't seem to muster up any kind of counter argument. I think she's in shock. Well, at least we know she has human emotions. I want to ask you something, old man. You say the cannon soldier stopped moving 50 years ago, but why?
I think it was some spiritual person used a thingamajig to do it.
So you have no idea. It's the most important part. Try to remember.
It's not that easy, son. The mark must have made me forget.
Oh yeah, I guess it does do that way. Taking his age into account, it's more likely it's just completely slipped his mind. Yeah, that too. It seems we must defeat the cannon soldier to be freed of our marks. We'll have to figure it out on our own, if you can't be of more help. You seem a pro at this, Atterdag. We'll be relying on you. Oh, that's not a good idea. I don't have any spiritual powers or anything. But you're already faced out 4 different spirits, haven't you? A normal person wouldn't have survived. ... Now that he says it, I guess he's right. I've been hearing a mysterious voice a few times and having weird premonitions. I even caught myself unconsciously talking when we were down in the shelter.
So, what are you folks gonna do now?
Good question. Investigate the soldier, the statues, the project. I don't think it really matters, so the project. Let's investigate the project in the shelter. I feel like that'll be the key to the mark.
I guess we're going back in then.
Hero's still kind of sulking, but she has at least recovered from her shock. We all share the same fate. It's too late to try to run away.
Yeah, but you should find it there. The heart of everything that's causing the curse. You need that stuff, the cannon soldier. That's what my gut's telling me.
What are you gonna do then?
I'm full now, so I was gonna go take a nap in that park nearby. I'll sit and wait until you fellas do something about that soldier.
No, one of the few times a mark bearer's not gonna help us.
Wait just a minute, you little fart. Didn't we just say that's too late to run away? Okay, I get it. Well, you folks did feed me, so I guess I can help you.
More party members? New info is added to the Spirit Vault. The underground shelter's inhabitants. Other. Oh yeah, I guess. Oh, we now have the strange vagrant. Ito Banshee. Sure, we'll check.
Excellent!
His catchphrase. Let's see his stats. I think got higher spirit power, but that's pretty much it. Because he's an old man. Oops. Okay. Looks like we got a bit going on that. So, the underground shelter's inhabitants. Somehow we make it our way out of the freezing water trap at the disposal vat. Return to the mansion with a strange homeless man called himself Banshee in tow. He's been living in that shelter, and he has surprising info. He says he saw Zukawa going in and out, and then saw a Buddhist statue walking around. He tells us of some research documents he had to burn for warmth. The Heavenly Buddha Project is They detailed something called the Heavenly Buddha Project, some mumbo-jumbo about using spiritual power to make a statue into a weapon. They gathered numerous sacred objects, including a massive number of statues from the shrine in each city. There was no way it'd work. The war was almost over, but it moved. The spirit weapon named the Cannon Soldier moved. The moving Cannon Soldier. The soldier went berserk in the shelter, killing people. Those who escaped had a scar, most likely the mark. What's alarming, though hard to believe, is the walking statue Banshee saw, and that's when he got the mark, which means the Cannon Soldier's moving once more. That might be why Damon and Hiro, descendant of those involved, now have the mark as well. The way to stop the Cannon Soldier. It's unclear what made the soldier move, past or present. We have to find a way to stop it. Maybe there are records of how they stopped it 50 years ago. Banshee doesn't remember, only that some person with spiritual power used something to do something. I guess all we can do is search the shelter. I have to trust both my past and my present self. I think, and I guess we can read that as well. Full name Banshee Ito. Sex male. Occupation unemployed. The kooky old man living in an underground shelter. He's read through nearly all the notable documents left there and is extremely knowledgeable about them. He claims to have spiritual powers and truly does seem to see spiritual things. Oh, and you can tell it's the final episode because there's no more. I don't think the screen goes any further, so at least the final official episode anyway. So, of course, no one to talk to, but I thought I'd press anyway. Mary isn't here anymore. She'll remember that. No, she won't, because she's dead. Alright, anyway, time to go back to the underground. Let's take the old man. He knows what he's doing. It's his home after all, so let's pop back on in. Down to Goblin Town. Alright. And then we have the old man. There was a few, seems to be locked. Well, we have the key now. It's a thick iron door. The keyhole is rusted. I could open it if I had the key. Open the door with the underground shelter key. In we go. Open the door and we're inside. There's a single out-of-place Buddha statue. Its head has been cut off. Well, at least it's not the Cannon Soldier. That would kind of be a surprise to just all of a sudden get attacked or get encounter the boss like this early. It's a Buddha statue. The headless Buddha statue is covered in dust. There's a talisman stuck to the neck as if it's taken the place of a missing head. Found a worn talisman. I feel strength and renewal flowing through me. It's a big iron box. No duh. No. There's a thin layer of dust on it, but it looks fairly intact. Blah. Well, that's ominous. The box is packed with carelessly tossed Buddha statue heads. Man, a lot of people have different opinions or variations of what the Buddha looks like. ... A real, actual head can clearly be seen amongst them. I mean, a couple, right? It's dry and mummified, but going by the long hair, it's probably female. Most likely one of the experiment's victims. So this is where it was. Let's take it and bring it to its owner. I thought you'd say that. Oh, just kidding. I feel Banshee's gaze on me. New info was added to the beer file at the box on warehouse number 1. I can only carry one head. I need to choose which one to take. Why can't I take multiple ones? Actually, let's take the woman's head. Got a human head. Ew. Let's see what it says here. A head retrieved from a box full of Buddha and human heads. It's dry like a mummy. What hair remains seems to be a woman's. The cut looks rough, like it was done by a chisel. I suppose I'm supposed to give it the head to like him or somewhere else, but nothing else here. So we'll come back. We'll probably just swap out that if we chose the wrong. Ah! What was that? Did you see something, Banshee? Are you trying to scream me out, old man? No? Okay. I assume there's no... Whoop! Shoot. Slogans on posters? Hold on, what the hell are you talking about? Sorry, I didn't. Oh, actually, I can fix that. Hold on. Human head. Oh, that. Wait. Is that all that said? Okay. Well, anyway. Oh, that's the place with the war propaganda posters. They've got some interesting slogans. Okay, there we go. If you squint real hard, you can see them. See? See what? Words on the posters that were put up here forever ago, of course. I told you earlier, I was born into a family chock full of spiritual power. Good, so I'm good at seeing spiritual stuff. Are you serious? Are you serial? I can do a test read for you. Ask me anytime. Banshee laughs. Or Banshee, yeah. But can I really believe him? Banshee stands in front of the dark stains. Let's take a look-see. 100 million honorable deaths. The land of the gods is indestructible. That's what it says. There's see from the end of the war. They're pretty desperate sounding. Interesting. Well, let's keep going now. And then we've got a human head. Alright, well, we've got a human head. We're back down at the shelter, and now we've got the crazy old man with us. What's left? What's next for us in the underground shelter? And what can we do with a human head? Don't even think about that, viewers. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.